보자. 여기서 이쪽으로 가야 되던가? 어디? 얘가 할 말 있다 그랬지. 뭐 대충 짐작은 가지만.
Over here, Aloy.
조연이 말이 많아서 죽은 거야.
We would come out here to tend to the garden. Sometimes I needed fresh air. Other times we would simply sit and watch the sunrise. So when we returned from Gemini, it seemed fitting that he be laid to rest here. Now he can always look out at Plain Song and further east to the Nora sacred lands.
He would have liked that.
He often spoke of his sister, Vala. He said she used to gather her favorite golden blooms and tie them to her spear. Their mother called it useless, but Vala was stubborn.
Yeah, she seemed like that.
It wasn't easy. But I tracked down the flower. Gathered its seeds.
그래, 걔 씨앗 주머니라고 생각해라. 아니 또 무슨 노래를 불러.
Still the sea rises and certainly storm. From death follows new life. So it is with the land. And so it is with us. I'm with child, Aloy. I was going to tell him when he got back from Gemini. Instead, one day, I'll bring our child here. We'll sit among the blooms and watch the sunrise.
Sunlight.
I never got to tell him. To thank him. For saving my life, sure, but also for not giving up on me.
He always knew.
Goodbye, Varl. I promise to look after them. I'll try to visit again.
이게 바로 곁에 앉기라고 나오네.
But for now, I need to go to the fabrication terminal to install the new override on my spear.
오케이.
Then I'll use it on a sunwing and get ready for an entrance Regala will never forget. Is this a piece from the bulwark? Talo must have brought this with him as a trophy. I don't know if fire the cannon, but he really put Dakota in his place. Well, now I know where metal flowers come from.
여기 있네.
Last-ditch effort to stop the Pharaoh plague. Demeter must have started distributing them after it took refuge in the greenhouse.
아, 슬리더 팽송건.
I
So.
was hoping we could speak, Aloy.
자, 너네랑 나머지 뭐야, 감전함정을 여기서 줬어? 자, 이제 너희와의 대화는 나중으로. 일단 일을 마무리하러 간다. 여기서 하는 게 아닌가 보네. 아, 여기는 그냥 그 업무자라고 하는 거구나.
It feels empty in here without Gaia. Okay, data modules in.
됐어? 나머지는 나중에 업로드만 하면 됐지.
This must be from the coolant. Between the Rockbreaker and the Slitherfang, Regala really
어디서
loves the
만들어?
arena.
그 제작 거기
I
가서
have a
만들어.
feeling she won't stop trying until Hikaru's dead.
여기 제작대? 아, 저기서 만드네. 된 건가?
Override installed. Now to find a sunwing. I think there are some roosting at the
아,
top of the
그래서
mountain.
기지 위에 그걸 만들어 놨구나. 근데 일로 가면 가기가 쉽나?
Okay, I need to find a sunwing to override. Better head up the mountain.
어디로 가면 돼? 여기로 가도 돼?
I can feel this frost down to my bones.
아, 여기구나.
Good. There are sunwings up here. I'll have to approach them quietly.
탑승?
Got it.
오, 드디어 역사적인 순간.
This is it. I'm in the air.
호호호. 아, 이게 내려가는 거. 오. 오. 배럴로?
Whoa! Head rush. Tilda, I'm in the air.
Then you'll want to pick up an energy cell on one of the ancient Horus Titans. But first you must send out a pulse to activate them. I've sent you the necessary software. To deploy it, you'll have to override one of the communication machines you refer to as Tallnecks. There's one in the middle of the desert that should do nicely.
우와.
On it.
야, 재밌다. 대박이다. 근데 딱히 이걸 한다고 빨라지는 것 같은 느낌은 안 든다. 그지?
There's a tonic. Need to get on top of its head.
어떻게 가? 전진은 어떻게? 아, X는 전진.
Now, how to land this thing?
오호.
Made it. Just
전화. 자, 가자.
Okay, Tilda. I've overridden the tonic.
쟤는
Good. And the energy
누른데?
cells are now primed. Simply pick one up on a Horus. The nearest one should be northwest of your position. Dropping it on Regala's machine should produce quite a spectacle.
어디 있다고?
Thanks for the
패시드
assist.
같이.
I told you, I want to help.
Whoa! I'm gonna get used to that.
대박이다. 대박이다, 대박이야. 와, 진짜 지린다, 지려. 이야.
Those rebels. Reinforcements, maybe. Heading for the grove. I hope a colony in this knock can hold out a little longer.
와, 코끼리네.
There's the energy cell. Finally tied us back. Got the cell. Now onto the
어디로
grove.
가?
Pulse from tonic should have reactivated all the energy cells in the region. I should be able to pick up more from any horse I fly to. Pretty useful. Even after I didn't.
오씨, 코끼리가 나빴다. 괜찮나? 더 높이서 올 걸 그랬나? 아니 뭐 공중 공격할 수단이 그렇게 많진 않지. 와, 근데 대박이다. 비행 개재밌다. 난 단순히 나는 것만으로 이렇게 만족스러울 줄이야. 근데 생각보다 걷는 거랑 큰 차이는 없는 것 같아.
Alright, here we go.
아닌가? 이거 활공이 더 빠른가? 뭐야? 컷이냐? 아. 드라마 타스크. 맞다, 내가. 써닝. 들어가자.
dead. It's all over, Chaplain.
터트려.
I drop it now. Here it goes.
후. 와. EMP.
Is that? It's Aloy.
She flies on the wings of the Ten.
The tide has turned. Push through.
밀어붙여라. 저놈 잡아라. 들어가자. 이야. 킹과 써니.
End of the line, Hakari. Now on your knees, and I'll give you the death you didn't have the spine to give me.
They're down! The machines! All of them! They're down!
What? How's that possible?
Regala!
내가 왔다.
Enough bloodshed. Let's settle this. You and me. Easy to say when you're on top of a machine.
들어와.
was just to get your attention. I don't need any help to take you down. Fine. I accept your challenge. And once I'm done with you, I'll get to finish the slaughter. We'll see
개
about that.
못생겼어 진짜.
The duel is set. Let none interfere.
아 뭐야? 이건 자동이네? 아 이제부터가 전투라고? 오케이. 와 연속기 봐.
Relief.
연속기 개쩔어요. 뭐예요 개쩔어? 자 잠깐만. 아 이거 써야 되겠다. 아니야. 호민기가 왜 이렇게 세요? 어딜 피해? 오씨 뭐 사연타야? 야 사연타? 일로와. 조금만 베끼면 별것도 아닌게 별것도 아닌게 별것도 아닌게 방금 목 맞았냐? 대박이네. 어딜 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 와 쏘는 거 봐. 어딜 어딜 오우씨 어딜 누구 있을 동안은 내가 우세요. 언제 부서질래? 뭐야? 훨씬? 아이 뭐야? 또 내려가?
Alright, so that's how it's gonna be.
와 화살 휘는 거 보임? 미친 수동변기 활이야? 와우 와 개잘 쏘네. 전쟁활의 이점을 보여주는 건가? 와 방금 봤어? 뭐야? 이 치사한 놈아. 그걸 바로 앉아버리네? 언제 부서져요 머리통? 응? 언제 부서지냐? 안 부서지냐 머리? 아프냐? 아프냐? 잘 됐다. 꼴이 아주 좋구나. 아이고 투척. 투척 조심. 불러. 살았어? 멜론은 여기까지 오네. 왔다.
Here's where it ends.
레갈라.
Yeah, it is.
Soon your blood will be mine.
이제 머리 쪼개지겠지? 타냐? 끼고.
And strike hard.
얘는 약점이 어디야? 아 플라즈마랑 화염? 그냥 쏴. 근데 진짜 안 부서진다. 태어 한 대만 맞춰볼까? 어떻게 되나? 궁금한데.
I hope to fight a legend. You're nothing but a
오케이 투구 부서졌다. 넌 이제 끝났어. 넌 이제 끝났어. 아
fight. Fight until death.
아이
Come to you.
똥 싸고 있는 거. 어? 그거 어떻게 피했어? 어떻게 피했냐? 오 예스. 오 예스.
This is all you want. If you offered your blood.
하하. 아 잠깐. 탄은 모자라겠다.
I'll slit
켜.
the muscles from your body and hang you from a tree.
머리. 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 이제 죽어. 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 체력 더럽게 많네 진짜. 죽어. Time to die.
Here I am again, on my knees before
어서 날 죽여라.
cowards. Go ahead, run me through.
Shut your mouth, traitor.
배신자.
It was you who flew in on the wings of the Ten. You who
아,
challenged
12는
her
날개
by our
쟤들은.
rights.
아.
You must decide her fate. I
그렇지.
spared her once.
그렇지. 쟤네는
Worse.
비행기의 개념이
Was the
없으니까.
best of my marshals. What a waste.
비행기의 개념이 없어서
She's
저게
dangerous, all right.
저걸 타는구나.
But maybe that's exactly what I need.
Cowards! What more do you have to conspire about?
Whether you live or die,
어떻게 할까? 근데 싸움 아직 남았거든?
I'm not here to forgive you for your crimes. But there's another battle ahead. Against an enemy more powerful than anything you can imagine. And I need people. A squad. That's willing to do whatever it takes.
I don't want your mercy.
It's not mercy. The battle I'm talking about will be charging into a nightmare.
A better death than this? Yes.
Yes. 그래, 부려 먹어야지 뭐.
My blood is yours. Your enemies are mine.
Meet us at our stronghold, in the mountains near Plainsong.
You mean to send her alone? Without even an armed guard?
She does not need it.
I will be there. You have my word.
아, 좀 꼴받긴 하지만 써먹어야 되니까 어쩔 수 없지.
Chief, there's something you both need to see. In the throne room.
꼴받긴 하지만 어쩔 수 없지. 이야. 사실 저게 이제 비행기인데 얘들은 비행기를 본 적이 없으니까 써닝을 알고 있겠지. 아, 이게 저거냐?
He surrendered
Prometheus?
to our guards outside the grove. Claims he has an urgent message for the Outlander who defeated Regala.
So, state it.
It's for her alone. From an interested party.
Okay. Silence.
I'm gonna need some privacy.
Clear the room. Put him with the rest of Regala's soldiers.
I'll see you back at base.
오케이. 가서 레갈라랑 이야기하고 있어. 왜냐면 한 명이 흑인 한 명이 빠져서 흑인 쿼터제로 한 명이 더 들어와야 되거든.
Let me help you with your
아, 진짜 열받는다 이런 거는.
With Regala gone, you have a chance to build the future you dreamed of. So get to your task.
이제 하고 싶은 거 해. 내가 이만큼 더 줬으면 됐지.
Then at least allow me
또
to
뭐 주는데?
armor for the battle ahead. May it keep you safe.
Thank you.
난 지금 머리 방어구 모양이 마음에 드는데. 자, 일단 사일런스 이제 이야기해봐.
Do you have any idea what you've just done?
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you too, Silence.
Congratulations on your victory. You saved the Tanakh for a few weeks. Unfortunately, you doomed the entire planet.
걱정 마라.
Wrong. I don't need a Tanakh army to defeat the Zeniths.
Oh, Aloy. Have you learned nothing about the enemy we're up against?
More than you, hiding whatever hole you found. My idea is just better than anything you ever came up with.
Go on.
No, not here. We're doing this my way. Face to face, and with the weapon you've developed.
And why would I agree to that?
Because I'm your only way of beating the Zeniths, and getting the copy of Apollo that's on their ship. So meet me at my base. Mountains west of Plainsong. Time to submit to the inevitable silence and follow the person who actually knows what she's doing.
야, 시원하게 한 방 매겨줬다. 어, 뽀개. 그럴 줄 알았다. 또 뽀겠어. 야, 씨, 쿨하네.
Tilda, you there?
자, 보자. 가빠. 테낙스 고위 집행관. 기계 위의 공수, 공명기 폭발. 완전 구리네. 완전 별론데? 레벨 50 도달했대. 왠지 더 안 올라? 사격의 대가. 무기 데미지. 저거 별로거든. 차라리 파워샷이 낫지. 모으기 공격이 표적을 녹다운. 창 에너지 무한. 뭐 이것도 나쁘진 않네. 근거리 기폭 사격. 빵빵. 치명타 강화. 치명 강화도 나쁘진 않고 원소도 원소 상태를 유발하면 원소 폭발이 발생이잖아. 그럼 이게 그 퍼센트로 터지는 거에도 되는 건가? 모르겠네. 함정은 별로 쓸모 없을 것 같아. 일단 뭐 기술이나 다 쓰지 뭐. 다 배웠나? 아직 여기 테두리를 안 배웠네. 자, 그 이제 테두리는 다 배웠고 기술 자체는 이제 다 배운 건데 나머지는 이 스킬업만 남았네. 여기가 그 실드지? 아, 아니네. 데미지가 연계된다고? 아하, 그래? 저것도 나쁘진 않네. 뭔 소리? 뭐 떨어지는 소리 나냐? 아이고 모르겠다. 일단 보자. 방사형 폭발. 이게 근접 광들이지. 폭발 1200딜? 좀 미묘한데? 야간데? 은신 제일 쓸모없어. 이거 처음에 썼다가 저거 완전 똥이었어. 방어막 내구도? 방어막은 체력 피통이 2배가 되는 느낌이고 사격의 대가 별 필요 없어. 이것 좀 애매해. 저건 오히려 다른 거 쏠 때가 더 세고. 그럼 다 본 건가? 뭐 이것도 나쁘진 않은 것 같은데 근데 근접을 칠 시간이 거의 없어. 여기부터는 거의 그냥 있으니까 찍는다 정도네. 그지? 찍어라. 어차피 있으니까 찍는다 했는데 뭐 그냥 순서대로 이제 남은 거 찍는다고 생각하면 돼.
I did it. Silence is on board. So head to my base.
이건
Impressive.
뭐냐?
I'll be there as soon as I can.
아 이거 그거지?
Now that I can fly, I might want to see what else I can do before I head back.
Stand up straight. So, Aloy, you've added yet another deed to your name, and I'm guessing by the look in your eyes that you're not done yet.
Not quite.
Is there anything we can do? We owe you that much.
After everything you've been through, you're one of the best people to support Hikaru's bid for peace.
그래.
Not just between the clans, but with the Karja too.
Then I will.
야 근데 여기 이 동네 모든 애들이 얘한테
Until
도움을
my last
받았는데
breath, I'll make sure the tribe remembers all that you've done for us.
와 체력 700 됐네. 야 너한테 몇 개 좀 팔아야
Of
되겠다.
course. I've brought you another chance.
얘한테도 어차피 블랙박스 다 팔아야 되거든. 이거는 안 되고. 나머지 블랙박스도 구하면 다 얘한테 팔아줘야 돼.
Voice is saved. I hope.
됐고 그 다음에 보자. 어차피 투기장은 지금 안 되고. 맞아 저 아줌마도 해야 되는데. 일단은 이제 날 수 있어서 이거 할 수 있는 거야? 이런 거? 첫 번째 비행 뭐 이런 거? 인내하는 자. 테낙스 전술 가스. 사이드 일거리. 어? 뭐야? 얻었어? 슬리더팽 심장? 안 됐잖아. 에이, 이거 봐. 그냥 줄 리가 없지. 사냥터 빨리 해야 되고. 저 밑에도 사냥터 있거든? 일단은 진행하자. 이건 진행하고 나중에 깨고 나서 나머지를 하는 게 낫지. 일단 다 마무리하자. 이하라. 아, 얘들 다
Flame of
그거잖아.
the desert now flies on the wings of the Ten. Will wonders never cease?
I thought since Regala was one of yours, you'd stay neutral.
In the end, I decided that if you thought Hikaru was worth fighting for, that was good enough for me.
도와준 만큼은 한다.
The honor is mine.
오케이. 얘네 의리 쩐다잉. 아, 얘는 별 말 필요 없어. 쟤는 안 궁금해. 야, 여기 시체가 수두룩해야지. 내 거 안 줘? 톨렉을 강제 전환에 필요한 자원이 있는 지도의 미발견 지역을 확인하세요. 톨렉 다 했잖아. 톨렉 다 한 거 아니었어? 물에 있는 톨렉이 또 있어? 여기는 이제 날아다니면서 체크하면 될 것 같고. 아, 시원해 아주 그냥. 아! 빠른 이동 팩이 없다. 어딨냐? 됐고, 가자. 엔딩을 보러 가나? 아, 맞다. 탈 것 하나 챙겨와야 되는데. 아씨, 거기서 잡아올걸. 방금 옆에 밑에 산성 있었잖아. 산성 있잖아. 갔다 오자. 갔다 오는 게 나을 듯. 빠른 이동으로. 산성 여기도 있던가? 그지? 여기서 산성 잡아오자. 딴딴딴딴딴딴딴딴. 어딨지? 여기서 뒤로. 클로우 스트라이크. 아, 잠깐만. 어차피 온 김에 아이템 강화 한번 하고 갈까? 무기는 강화할 게 없어. 저것만 있어도 다 가능해. 그러니까 방어구가 스톤보드 하나 때문에 지금 못하네. 풀업하기엔 좀 소재가 아까운 것 같기도 하고. 그냥 할까? 그냥 깨자? 어차피 들 맞으면 되지. 주머니는 그 생선을 덜 잡아서 안 돼, 이거. 탄약? 여기서 만들면 좀 싸긴 하지. 근데 이거를 넘겨서 만들면 자원이 들 들어가지 않네? 개수, 그러니까 잘 보고 만드는 게 좋네. 오케이. 완성 클로우 스트라이더 어딨냐? 내려와봐. 됐고, 한 마리 챙겨놨으면 가자. 가자. 호호호. 응? 뭐야? 왜 일로 왔어? 여기 맞아? 아닌데? 아, 저기로 갔구나. 응? 아유, 경주. 맞다, 맞다. 그래. 너는 잘못한 게 없다. 내가 잘못 눌렀구나. 가볼까, 가볼까, 볼까, 가볼까. 들어갑시다. 다 왔는가? 다 모였나요?
Hey, Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks.
Got it. Thanks. 요, 사일런스. 간만이야.
Well, Silence. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company you keep. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base.
그 아줌마도 이제 와야지.
I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again at the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
그럼.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
왔나 보네.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
안녕.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you? Oh, look. That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Enough, both of you. We're in this together, at least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
그래. 필요한 지식을 좀 많이 나누. 어? 뭐야, 그냥 가? 아, 저거 달고 다녀? 보따리 장수. 먼저 가십시오.
You first.
졸라 웃기네. 보따리 장수. 어? 보따리 장수 암상인이네. 자, 혹시 모르니까 아이템 리필 싹 해. 오케이. 준비하자고. 혹시 아이템 리필 안 됐겠지? 가자. 여기 아니야? 아, 아니네. 아, 맞는 것 같은데? 아니야? 상인에게 돌아가기는 뭐야? 아, 테낙스. 야! 야, 지금 이거 해야지. 가자. 얘들아, 다 보이렴?
Okay. Maybe it's time to get everyone together so Tilda can brief us.
Come on.
All right, people. I need you up in the control room right away.
Right away.
Okay, everyone. We all know what's at stake.
Beta. Gaia.
Not to mention.
Us.
Now, it might seem like the Zeniths are invincible, but they're not. We've got what it takes to break into their base and defeat them. We even have one of them on our side. Tilda, show us the base.
It is constructed atop the ruins of an ancient military facility on an island to the southwest. I can get us inside. To this location. Undetected.
How exactly?
You'll know when you need to. Once inside, our goal will be this structure. The launch tower. Gaia and Beta are being held at the top. But along the way, we will face overwhelming resistance. Most importantly, from Gerard, Eric, and the others. But also...
Once I take away their shields, we should be able to deal with them. But it will be easier to deploy the device if someone else is carrying it. I'll need a strong back.
Carry stuff?
어세랑.
Even if your device works,
스펙터.
there will still be Spectre drones, scores of them.
If only we had an army to
군대 있어?
I've got that under control. You'll know when you need to. All right. We'll meet up again just before we go in. Where's the best place to rendezvous?
On the coast, just across from the island. Once there, I'll show you.
Okay.
Okay. I'll let you know when I arrive at the rendezvous point. And then you can join me. In the meantime, do whatever you need to prepare. Understood?
야, 너 기계팔 달아 임마. 좀 세 보이게. 기왕 다는 김에 저기 버스터포 같은 걸로 달아주지.
You too? A minute? Tilda helped me get in touch with Beta, and she told me something important. There's an installation inside the base. It's called a regulator. Here. Once we're inside, I need you two to split off from everyone else and destroy it. So you'll have to bring explosives. This will help stop the drones. Everything depends on it. You with me? After that, I want you to find a way to infiltrate the Zenith network.
How?
Go over all the data that Beta left behind. She knew how to do it, I'm sure of that.
All right. But why? What am I trying to do?
Find information about the Zeniths.
근데 쟤는 왜 이야기 안 해? 야, 너도 기계팔 달고 빨리 말해. 넌 왜?
Solange is right about one thing. There's no way we can take her on her word.
I'll do my best.
I'll do my best.
Keep her safe, okay?
On my life.
On my life. 아, 간지. 남자는 등으로 말한다. 아저씨 개간지네. 이거 해골 같다 약간 생긴 게. 그지? 코도 있고. 그래서 그 다음 이제 뭐 해야 되는데? 랑데부 지점으로 이동하기, 동료들과 대화하기, 선택. 가기 전에만 할 수 있는 대사가 있나 본데 또 듣고 가야지. 얘들 좀 이야기 좀 해볼까? 아, 그리고 뉴게임 플러스 있으면 이제 그 먼저 간 흑인에게 별의별 이야기를 다 해줄 텐데. Bravo.
You managed to sway a Zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my undertakings. So, ask away.
Ask away?
Since when were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I'm willing to be generous.
그래? 너는 뭘 계획을 했어?
So your big plan, everything you've been manipulating for the last few months. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it. Then you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakth to fight for you, or rather the Sons of Prometheus, armed Regalla's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove your interference from the equation at the Hades Proving Lab.
하데스 얘가 약간 하데스 역할이고 제가 가이아
Why
역할이에요.
create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a bunch of Oseram tinkerers to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades and the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plans, all while remaining anonymous.
성능 실험실.
You wanted me to surrender to the Zeniths at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset, thereby keeping you out of harm's way and, more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular.
그럼 얘가 죽든 말든 상관이 없었네.
Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. Tell me about the weapon. How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully
그러니까 광딜이라고 임마.
No, but I'd be a fool to reveal it.
단일딜이 아니고 광딜이라고 광딜.
Why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes.
제니스
You
드론?
can appreciate the value of secrecy when warranted. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge that is mine alone.
그래, 알았어. 레갈라.
Why help Regalla take over? If you want
헤카로는 평화주의자라.
Before Regalla's rebellion, Hekarro was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with the Karja. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
So helping a bloodthirsty exile was easier.
그렇지.
Yes, exceedingly so. All Regalla craved was war against the Karja and anyone who threatens the Tenakth. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
Ken.
While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the discovery of focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world, and what did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shells.
Yes, well, it also led them to Thebes.
Did it now?
얘 탭에도 안 와본데?
So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned.
안 놀래는 거 보니까?
On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes. We found Pharaoh at the end.
You must have needed Omega clearance. So,
what
was it like?
Worse than you can imagine.
He single-handedly wiped out collective human knowledge. I'm sure it was still less than he deserved.
Let me guess. You would have scraped him into a jar so you could prod his brain, like what you did with Hades.
For a start.
근데 그거보다 더 심한
Alright,
체형을
Silence. I
받았다.
think I've talked to you long enough.
응?
I'll let you know when it's
1000년 동안 정신은 몸은 그대로인 채로 정신이 붕괴됐지.
I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Ah, yes. About your Zenith ally. I wonder if you understand what kind of person you're dealing with. For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamities, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the moment they diverge.
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
너.
Survival is only a necessity to my policy.
너.
Recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, you just call it a feeling.
Oh, a feeling. You mean you finally had one? Huh. Guess even you can change, Silence.
아, 그렇구나. 이런 대화를 하는구나. 이거 재료 없어서 안 될걸? 얘네 거 사냥을 많이 안 해가지고 재료가 별로 없어. 다 써가지고. 스쿼처 나오는 데는 겹치는 게 별로 없어가지고 그렇게 중요하진 않아. 그 다음은 누구랑 이야기할까? 산성 및 화염, 플라즈마 방어력, 모든 방어력. 오, 모든 방어력 3%? 좋은데?
Nervous?
I'd be lying if I said I'm not slightly apprehensive.
The plan will work if we all focus on our assignments.
Right. Oh, and I wanted to give you this for helping me get the data on Leviathan. I didn't really know what to give you, so I asked Zoe what you might like.
Thanks, Alpha. I'll put it to good use. Have you looked through the data we recovered on Leviathan?
There is much to sort through still, but I believe we'll be able to get it operational and turn back the floods. And I've given more thought to everything we've uncovered about the ancestors. The Overseers would have us believe they were infallible paragons. But Pharaoh wasn't. Not even close. His greed led to machines that devoured the world. The archive of the Old One's knowledge destroyed, just to erase his mistakes. So, when we learned that Eileen had a hand in covering up hundreds of deaths, I started to think they were all the same. Selfish, egotistical, cruel. But, in the end, it's not that simple. The truth isn't a straight line of ink on a crisp scroll.
그럼.
It's a splatter, smudged and faded on stained parchment. I wish more Quen could see that.
근데 그게 쉽진 않지. 이게 여태까지 해오던 내용인데.
I doubt Bohai would agree with you.
No, nor the rest of the Board of Overseers. As Eileen said, it's easier to believe the lie is truth, but it's worth fighting for. And this diviner, at least, won't settle for anything less. For that, I thank you, Aloy.
야, 많다.
Back at the greenhouse, you spoke of knowledge forbidden to your people.
Diviners are meant to seek out the truth in the legacy, and many Imperials sponsor them in the hopes they'll find something the Empire can put to use, thus gaining favor with the Emperor. But the Board of Overseers claims certain truths are detrimental to the stability of the Empire, like discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why diviners are only allowed to access segments of the legacy. Only Overseers can view it all. It ensures that any heretical data can be contained and retrieved before it can spread.
그러면은
What happens to diviners who break the rules?
I never had the courage to ask.
후속작 떡밥은 얘네랑 사일런스랑 그 우주인이네.
You said you owed me an explanation for what happened in Thebes. I'm listening.
Right. I'll start at the beginning with the CO. He was an Imperial, the Emperor's nephew, in fact. As such, he sponsored many diviners to search the legacy for anything that might help the tribe, and himself. He took a special interest in anything related to Ted Pharaoh, whom we consider the greatest of the ancestors.
Ted Pharaoh, revered ancestor. That's tough to take.
I know better now, of course. Anyway, the diviners discovered that Pharaoh spent a great deal of time in San Francisco. In fact, many of the most important ancestors did. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an expedition across the ocean might solve our most pressing problems. If only we could find the right data in this fabled city. Perhaps we could roll back the floods and storms that threatened our people. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured into this endeavor. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named Sio, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire. The living embodiment of Ted Pharaoh.
CEO.
It may seem strange now, but for a time, he carried all of our hopes. We really believed he would save us. We had no idea just how perilous the journey would be.
The ancestors, is that what your people call the old ones?
Yes and no. The ancestors are the greatest of the old ones. Those whose legacy taught us agriculture, medicine, warfare, leadership, and patronage of the science and arts.
The CEO called Elizabeth Sobek an assistant. What's that about?
Right. Well, any old one who has made minor contributions or worked extensively under one of the ancestors is called an assistant. That's how we thought of Sobek, until we met you. Our limited access to data past the late 2040s has obviously misinformed our view of the
미싱
past.
링크. 오케이. 원정대.
You said the expedition across the sea was more dangerous than you thought it would be. What happened?
We lost most of our ships to hurricanes, and scores of soldiers perished to hunger and disease. And that was before we even hit the coast. Once we landed, machines ripped our patrols apart, and we struggled to replenish our rations. There
그렇지.
were bright spots, to be sure. We found Thebes and the greenhouse, but nothing improved the CEO's mood as his dreams of saving the tribe were slowly dashed. He became more and more obsessed with Thebes and what lay behind its door, and more convinced that the title of CEO was no mere honorific. You heard him, spouting nonsense about Pharaoh's essence and some kind of becoming. We knew these weren't the words of a sane man, but he was quick to put any who spoke out in front of a firing squad.
What a great guy.
The Quen are wrong about many things when it comes to the legacy. I can see that now. But what the CEO became was a complete perversion of what principled diviners stand for. The pursuit of truth. I'm sorry you had to endure his madness. I'm just glad it's over. For everyone.
네 가족은?
You mentioned the reason you came here was to help your family. Your sister...
Her name is Alika. Our parents are commoners. Peasants, really. When I passed the divination exams, they were so proud. It brought honor to our family and increased rations. Only Alika begged me not to leave for the research academy.
Why? What happens there?
Alika knew that once you enter, you're not allowed to leave or see anyone.
정보
Not even your
공유할까봐.
family. Unless you can get special permission and an escort by an overseer.
It sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep, diviners are few in number, and the Empire is, well, fearful that outsiders will try to steal our knowledge. Last time I was allowed to see my family was just before
가짜는
our voyage
지식.
here. Because of my position, I was able to get them refuge from the floods within the capital. But if our crops don't recover soon, they'll starve to death along with everyone else.
그래,
I
고쳐줄
promise I'll do
거야.
my best to make sure it doesn't come to that.
보하이.
So, Bohai, your overseer. Will he run things better than CEO?
He won't execute people on a whim, if that's what you mean. But he's hardly a paragon of integrity. I can't tell you how many times he took credit for data in the legacy that I uncovered. The best thing I can say about him is that he can be trusted to always do what's best for him.
Yep, so
오케이. 자, 제니스.
I suppose you saw that Tilda is here. Our very own Zenith.
I almost went up to her to ask her, well, every question I've ever had about the legacy. Every diviner I know would kill to get 5 minutes with one of the old ones. But now that she's here, all I feel is a vague unease. I don't know if I'm scared of finding out more uncomfortable truths.
둘 다일걸.
Just scared of her. Probably both.
The rest of us should be enough of a distraction to the Zeniths for you to hack into their network undetected. But you'll have to be quick, in case they do.
What exactly do you expect me to find, Aloy?
I don't know. The truth, if we're lucky.
Brilliant.
I see you've been using your new focus.
It's been fascinating. So much better than the version the Quen have. What would have taken me years to sort through, like the database you helped me recover? With this, I've been able to establish search parameters to speed up the process. This could revolutionize how diviners analyze the legacy.
얘 나중에 고향 가서 저거 뺏겨가지고 문제 생기는 거 아니냐?
Actually, let us study.
You wanted data, you'll find lots of it here.
A diviner has never had this sort of unsupervised access to archives such as this. And knowing you, I suspect there is much that would normally be forbidden held within them. But I was sent here to help you. I would be remiss to ignore any truth laid before me. Maybe it'll help the Quen find their way back to the path of truth.
Any more data catch your eye?
All of it? I have so much to study up on. Years, actually. I'm particularly interested in the Odyssey. We knew the ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, we theorized some of them had settled on it. But Sirius is way farther than that. And we thought journeying across the ocean would be the feat of a lifetime. The sheer calculations needed for space travel. It's overwhelming to think about.
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to understanding this stuff. Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were sparks that rose from a fire that burned the stars through the night. So, all of the tribes here are new to you?
Yes, I've been studying up on them. The most fascinating one thus far has been the Tenakth, an entire culture based on the holograms of an ancient museum. There's much they've misinterpreted, not unlike the Quen. But still, there's a nobility to what they've become. They're honorable, fearless.
And deadly. Once all this is over, will you go back across the ocean?
I don't know. The more I think about it, the more worried I become. If I go back, I don't even know if they'd let me keep this focus you gave me, or what they do to me for reading what is clearly forbidden data. Even if I somehow were allowed to carry on my duties as a diviner, would I be willing to let the truths I've learned about the ancestors be buried away by the Board of Overseers? Would I dare challenge them and risk my family's safety? Or losing Videra?
이런 상황에서는 가족보다 어쩔 수 없지. 이쪽에 있는 게 낫지.
Is it really safe having someone like that here? She seems angry. The kind of angry that leads to murdering people in their sleep.
Don't worry. We're going to point that anger in the right direction. The Zeniths.
If you say so.
I hope our new guests have been behaving.
Silence. He's the one who built the weapon that can take down Zenith shields?
He is. Though I wouldn't expect him to answer any questions about it. He refuses to dole out his secrets to us lesser mortals.
Oh.
You know that special part of us that makes us warm, kind, welcoming?
Our spirit?
Yeah.
영혼이 없는 인간인. 아니 얘 왜 이렇게 말이 많아?
Varl's loss is heavy on everyone's mind. I didn't know him well, but I can see how much he meant to the others. Zoe and Erend seem to have taken to it the hardest, but I don't quite know what to say to them.
They need time to sort through it.
And what about you? Will time heal your wounds?
그럼
I don't know. I try not to think about it.
야, 너 말이 왜 이렇게 많냐?
I imagine you don't know anyone here that well yet, but they're a good group.
It's funny because one of your friends is, well, another you. Not that you are the same person at all. I mean, you are, as in, you're both genetically Elizabeth Sobek, but even so, you're different.
We grew up very differently. But sometimes different is good.
Yes, of course.
I hope everyone's been treating you okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. They've all been extremely welcoming. And they share the knowledge they learn on their focuses with each other freely. It's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share data with the permission from the overseers.
Sounds restrictive and stifling.
You are not wrong.
얘 말 너무 많아.
Have you spoken with Zoe at all?
얘 오자마자 하는 이야기 다 들어있나 봐.
Maybe.
We won't.
Everyone's ready.
And you?
Nervous?
Don't worry. Anything new?
Kotalo showed me this. I recall but I never thought
의수.
technology like that. Think of what it could do for injured workers or soul. But knowing the Imperial family.
Replacing body parts as they grow older.
Exactly. Whatever happens, I never thought I'd get to.
Come on, do it.
왜 이렇게 오래 말해? 야.
We'll try.
이제 끝났어.
Who's that?
We used to be. I hated her, but apparently we became very close. She promised.
Well, I was smart of her.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do.
결론은
I need to.
I'll make truth.
얘의 가장 큰 문제점은 다음 시리즈에서에 나오겠네. 자, 보자. 얘는 좀 말이 적을래나?
There you are.
아이고, 이 아줌마는 겁나 많지. 옆에부터. 뭐야, 이 뒤에 있는 거?
I see you've got your new arm ready to go.
Yes. It still feels strange. I've gotten used to the absence, but no matter. I'm sure I will need it before the attack on the Zenith
그렇지.
base is through. These rebel holdouts don't give up easy.
Haven't seen you since the battle.
I saw you fly on the wings of the I would say that I am.
Thank you.
It is I. All that remains is to.
We're lucky to have you on our. I bet people are.
None more than our Quen ally. She couldn't wait to take it apart and figure out how it works. I gave her the data I used to build.
Good luck with that.
하늘 일조.
You said the bull.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. As I grew older, I came to be known as an accomplished fighter. I fought by his side against the Karja.
카르자?
And led my squad on a dangerous climb into the Daunt. It was I who opened the gates at Barren Light from the east side.
That must have gotten you some.
Indeed.
Then why'd you leave?
I became.
Why did you?
집행관은 테코테가 불러서 했겠지.
I would have obeyed his every order. I was too blind to see the fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. Never occurred to him.
Why did Tekote?
Tekote knew I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the I'd never be allowed to challenge his command. After our victory, said it would be selfish to rob him. Even though he knew perfectly well I had no intention. It was exile. So I became a marshal.
I'm sorry you had to.
I am not.
Your people keep.
The visions tell us that the 10 flew on great
비행기.
with
탑건.
and leapt into battle from the sky for us. It is why the challengers leap, and now, like the so.
I won't lie.
I can only imagine.
한번 태워줄게.
What did Chief Akar?
You spilt rebel blood at the grove. There was little more to be said.
Well.
Indeed.
빌려주긴 이제 쓸모없어서 준 거 아니냐? 너 의수 달고 있는 거 알면
Look.
다시 쓰려고 할걸?
Probably, but I want her on our.
It is more than she deserved.
Thank you, Katal. Did you meet?
There is something about I wouldn't be surprised if my sword went.
Honestly, with her,
그렇지.
things will get ugly. You'll need every trick.
I would have it. Many soldiers died in the old world to make. We will endure on their behalf. Though I am curious how you intend to defeat without an army of.
Leave that to me.
As you say.
오케이. 얘가 뭐 알아서
You said you
하겠지.
were training with the focus?
That's right. I've been watching holograms of our fight with the... I had never faced machines so fast. How many did the Zeniths... I would not wish to...
I'm with you there.
그렇게 싸우진 않겠지.
I heard my...
Briefly. She'll be lucky if my people don't shoot.
She'll be careful.
Whoever it is.
Did you...
바로.
Briefly. Are all Nora...
I'm not they managed...
아야 근데 바로 이제 죽었잖니? 아유 이제 이 이야기는 뒤로 가면 더 의미 없는 이야기고 나머지는 얘네 둘인데 딱히 좋아하는 캐릭터는 아니라서 보고 싶으신 분들은 개별로 물어보도록 구매해서 그러면 이제 가면 돼? 어디로 가면 돼? 랑데뷰 지점 랑데뷰 지점 아 여기로?